And welcome back. Peace from that break. We are here in the JJ Zone, Join the Journey Radio. Today, talking about the right questions. If you want, more effective solutions that give you more effective results in your life, then you got to start asking more effective questions because quality answers come only from quality questions. So if you're not asking the right questions, you're not going to get the right you're not going to get the right answers, you're not going to get the right solutions for your life. So it's important for us to learn how to ask the right questions. And so often the questions that come to us naturally are the ones that are less effective, the ones that we shouldn't be asking. And we need to make conscious choices to replace those less effective questions that come to us naturally with more effective questions that lead to more effective results. And so in this segment of the program, I want to tackle the specifics of, less effective questions that we ask and, replacing them with the more effective questions. And I want to explore how it is that the more effective questions are more effective. How is it that these actually work better for us? So let's get into this. And I'm going to use for examples. I'm going to use the 3 questions that I asked in the monologue. So, let's just dive in. We'll start because these questions are really common, right? So they apply to a lot of people. A lot of us are asking them. And so I wanted something that would benefit a lot of people. So here we go. Let's dive into the first one. The first question that we often ask that is less effective. Why me? We just, it's really easy to just wallow in self-pity, when things don't work out our way, Oh, no, I'm just trying to do the right thing. That doesn't seem to be working for me. Why can't somebody love me for me? I don't understand. I'm trying to be a good person. Why does this have to happen to me? I mean, it's natural to ask that question when you're, overcome with, all of this negative emotion. But instead of asking why me, okay, the better question to ask is, what do I do now? Now, why is this a better question to ask? Well, simply like I was saying in the monologue and in the previous segment of the program, the real power to affect change in your life is inside of you. So when you ask a question like, why me? Your focus is outside of yourself, okay? Why does this have to happen to me? So the focus of the question is on the external event. It's on something that's outside of you. Whereas if you ask a more effective question, what do I do now? That focus of that question is going to be inside of you. And that's where you want the focus to be, because the power to change your life is inside of you. So when you focus on anything external, you're focused away from the power that you're looking for to change your life, right? And that's why those less effective questions are less effective, because they'll never lead to the quality results that you're looking for in your life. Because that's only going to come from exercising the power to change your life. And that power to change your life is inside of you. It's called agency. I recall the words of the Lord, where, he's talking about agency, the prophet Joseph, and how did the verse go? There in the 58th section of the Doctrine and Covenants, for the power is in them. Okay, so the power that we need to change our lives is inside of us. It's not outside of us, it's inside of us. And so when you're looking for quality solutions, quality questions are what you need to be asking. And quality questions are always going to be looking at the power you have inside of you to affect change. So quality questions are going to encourage you to own your life, to take responsibility for yourself. It's going to focus on what you can do to change. And that's why, what do I do now is a much, much more effective question than why me? Because why me only ends up, wallowing in this mire of self-pity. And that's not going to change anything. That's not going to improve your situation any. It's not going to solve any of your problems. If anything, it'll make it worse because you're not doing anything about it. It just makes you feel powerless and empty and hopeless. Whereas, what do I do now is a better question, because when you answer that question with something, it's like some action that you can take, and you take that action, and then you start feeling powerful. And the more action you take, the more powerful you feel, the more hopeful you feel, because you start realizing more and more that the power to change your life really is inside of you. And the only one stopping you from exercising that power is you. So, start asking better questions. Okay. Now here's another question that a lot of singles ask that is less effective. When will my blessings come? You know, I've been it's understandable why we ask this question, right? Because you get in this mindset of, you be single for longer than you really want to be, longer than you expect to be. And you start wondering, it's like, when is this going to end? You're wanting something more. You want something more fulfilling than the life that you have now. And you understand that, there are needs that you have inside of you that aren't going to be filled if you stay by yourself. You need a companion to fill those needs. Well, it's not normal in those situations, I would think, to ask, when will my blessings come? But that question is a less effective question. It's not the right question, okay? Because again, see, the focus is outside of yourself. When will my blessings come? So you're looking at these blessings that are outside of you, and you're asking, when are they going to come into your life? The focus is outside of you. The more effective question to ask is, what can I do to near myself towards my blessings? Right? This is the more effective question to ask. Because, see, the focus there is inside of you. The focus is inside of you. And that's where, the difference is. Because once you focus on that power you have to change yourself that's inside of you, you start exercising it. And when you start exercising it, you start realizing, hey, I can affect positive change in my life. I can make a difference in my life. I can progress. I can move forward. I can grow into something that's not challenged by what challenges me right now. So, yeah, asking these more effective questions leads to more effective solutions. But as long as we keep asking the less effective ones, we're not going to have, we're not going to be, put on the path to bettering our lives. It all comes back. The connections are so there, right? Results come from action. Action comes from thinking. So you got to clear up the thinking. And once you clear up the thinking, then it's easier to take the right action, which leads to the right result. There's another question I asked in the monologues, the third question, and it's related. It's like, why does it have to be so hard? Why does it have to be so hard? I mean, this is a common question a lot of us ask, but we never, stop to examine the assumptions behind that question. Again, the focus is outside of ourselves. We're focused on the external circumstance that's hard. And by focusing outside of ourselves, we're focused away from the power that's inside of us to change our lives and get better. So the better question to ask, instead of asking, why does it have to be so hard? The better question to ask is, how can I get better? Motivational speaker Jim Rohn once said, don't wish things were easier. Wish you were better. Don't wish for less problems. Wish for more skills. This is the attitude that we need. This is the attitude that we need as LDS singles to improve the quality of our lives. You look at what can you do to improve. Again, this all goes back to fundamentals, right? The fundamentals of the dating journey If you want to advance to any stage of the journey, you have to have the agreement connected with that stage. And to get any agreement, you have to be agreeable enough. So if you're not securing the agreements you want to move to the stage you want to be in, become more agreeable so that you can secure the agreement and make the progress toward the stage you want. What can I do? What do I need to do? What can I do to near my blessings to me, to get closer to my blessings? How can I get better? These are quality questions, the right questions for LDS singles to be asking, because they lead to quality solutions. They lead to changes, you changing you. That's what it leads to. And by focusing inside where the power to change your life really resides, you can better exercise that power and get better results in your life. But it's not going to happen if you don't own your life and start looking inside and questioning your questions, questioning your assumptions, questioning your perspectives, questioning all the different aspects of your thinking. And once you do, then you start asking quality questions, and then you can start taking the actions you need to take to get the results you want to get. We're coming to a break. Let's go ahead and take that break. And when we come back from the break, I have some final thoughts to wrap up the program with. You're not going to want to miss this, so I will see you there on the other side.